Ayo, what's up? Welcome back dito sa ating channel dito sa Mobs TV. Aatake, sabay-sabay, Australia, nagdeklara na, China, palalayasin na, Chinese Ambassador, napataas kamay. Alamin natin to at pag-uusapan mula sa channel ni Boss Balita TV. Alright, so tayo nagbabalik muli mga babayan para sa isa na namang reaction, video at komentaryo. At ngayon ay pag-uusapan natin ang balita mula sa channel ni Boss Balita TV. Nandiyan sa baba ang full video link, i-click nyo lang po at subscribe. Suportahan natin ang kanyang mga video uploads. At syempre, shoutouts tayo sa mga bago nating subscribers dyan. Maraming salamat po sa inyong suporta. At kung kayo ay bago pa lang dito sa ating channel, please don't forget to subscribe, like, share at comment dyan sa comment section. At i-click ang notification bell para ma-update kayo sa mga latest video uploads natin. Alright, so huwag na natin patagalin, umpisahan na natin to. Let's go!
Mismong mga Chino'y nagulat nang biglang ideklara ni Pangulong Bongbong Marcos katapusan na ng China sa Pilipinas. Base sa balitang kumakalat, gusto na ng China dito umatake pero napurnada pa. Paano ba naman kasi si BBM sa Australia pa nagsabi? Ayon sa Pangulo, nananawagan siya sa lahat ng gustong umupak at gusto gerahin dito ang mga Chino na kung gustong sugurin nila ang China, magsabi lang sila sa Pangulo dahil walang makukuhang teritoryo dito ang China hanggat siya tumatayong Pangulo.
I shall never tire of repeating the declaration that I made from the first day that I took office. I will not allow any attempt by any foreign power to take even 1 square inch of our sovereign territory. The challenges that we face may be formidable, but equally formidable is our resolve.
Pero dapat ngayon pa lang pinapakita na natin yung puwersa natin sa China, no? Hindi po pwedeng hindi po pwedeng puro diplomatic protest lang yung ginagawa ng Pilipinas, no? Laban dito sa mga aksyon, no, na ginagawa ng China. Dapat nagpe-flex na rin tayo. Dapat pinoproteksyonan talaga natin yan, no? Nagpapatrolya tayo dyan. Pwede tayo magkaroon ng mga joint patrol, no? Dyan po sa West Philippine Sea, no? Wala naman silang magagawa di ba? Dahil nasa loob yan ng exclusive economic zone ng Pilipinas, di ba?
We will not yield. Then as now, the security and continued prosperity of the region of countries like Australia relies upon that effort. Just as we fought to build our rules-based international order, so are we now fighting to protect it. The protection of the South China Sea as a vital, critical global artery is crucial to the preservation of regional peace and, I dare say, of global peace. We have an abiding interest in keeping our seas free and open and in ensuring unimpeded passage and freedom of navigation. We must uphold, preserve, and defend the unified and universal character of the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea as the constitution of the oceans. We draw strength from the consistent and unequivocal support of Australia and the international community for the lawful exercise of our rights, which have been settled under international law. And so, on behalf of the Filipino people, I thank you, Australia, for standing with the Republic of the Philippines. Ladies and gentlemen, we demonstrate the depth and breadth of our security cooperation through regular exchanges between our armed forces and our coast guards, including in the areas of maritime security, counterterrorism, humanitarian assistance, and disaster relief. We collaborate to strengthen and seek new business links, to bolster our economic security, and to develop responses to economic coercion. We work together to promote and enhance the flow of environmentally sustainable investment and to explore cooperation on mineral resources development and climate and energy transition, amongst others. Indeed, we have made good progress since we signed our strategic partnership last year. Ultimately, our partnership finds its anchor in our common commitment to ensuring that this region keeps to the path of peace, builds resilience, remains focused on delivering dividends to our citizens and our communities. Beyond our bilateral horizon, we project the commitment in our continued adherence to ASEAN centrality, which we will have the opportunity to reaffirm at the special summit between ASEAN and Australia in Melbourne next week. Beyond the region, we project this commitment too in our partnership and active leadership on the international stage. We collaborate closely with Australia to strengthen international security and universal adherence to international humanitarian law. I salute Prime Minister Albanese's personal commitment to our vision of a world free of nuclear weapons. It is a commitment that is shared by all peoples of Southeast Asia with those of Australia and the Pacific Island states. Through the treaties of Bangkok and Rarotonga, our two regions serve as pockets of freedom from these destructive weapons. Within the ambit of the ASEAN Regional Forum and the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty, our two countries are champions of nuclear disarmament and advocates for nuclear risk reduction. In the context of emerging technologies such as autonomous weapon systems and of new frontiers such as outer space and cyberspace, there is much room for our two countries to work together. Our collaboration in the United Nations demonstrates the need to continue to build bridges and to forge consensus towards decisive multilateral solutions. We cannot allow geopolitics to paralyze global governance. Now more than ever, we need multilateralism to work. This is particularly important given the scope of global cooperation needed to address our most pressing vulnerability, one that threatens the very survival of our peoples, one that threatens our very future. I speak, of course, of climate change. My country accepts its part in our collective responsibility. My administration is committed to accelerating our just, affordable, sustainable, and inclusive energy transition towards carbon neutrality. The Philippines has the potential to be a net carbon sink, absorbing more carbon dioxide than we emit. Yet we are one of the most climate vulnerable countries in the world, ranking first in the 2023 World Risk Index. This glaring disproportion between our share of responsibility and our vulnerability reflects an injustice that must be corrected. Developed countries must do more, and they must do it now. Our past successes should inspire us to forge ahead in building the future to which we aspire. For the Philippines, we continue to see that future in our identity as Asians and as members of the Pacific family. Together with our Asian neighbors, and in that group I include Australia, we continue to work for a regional community that empowers all of our citizens. As Asians, we are committed to fulfilling our region's promise as a global engine of growth and in remaining true to our shared value of mutual respect, our shared desire to flourish through our diversity. As part of the Pacific, we carry in our very DNA the heritage of seafaring civilizations that span two oceans. This manifests in the high regard our cultures place on family, on community, and on the environment. In Australia, we see not only a strong democracy, but an indispensable part of our Pacific community, a permanent stakeholder in the future of Asia, and a reliable supporter of ASEAN centrality. In Australia, we see a natural partner in our efforts to defend, to preserve, to uphold our open, inclusive, and rules-based international order, to ensure that it remains governed by international law and informed by the principles of equity and justice. In Australia, we see a lifelong friend with whom we have endured joint sacrifices, reveled in our shared victories, and now pursue common aspirations. When our two nations faced common danger in 1942, Filipino soldiers fought valiantly in Bataan and Corregidor. They faced the impossible task of holding back the enemy's advance, and yet we did. These efforts helped keep Australia safe, and in return, a grateful Australian people provided temporary refuge for the wartime Filipino leadership. And at the most crucial moment, Australian airmen, sailors, and soldiers fought side by side with Filipinos as we, together with our allies, turned the tide of war. Just as Filipinos lost lives to keep Australians safe at the onset of war, so did Australians offer their lives to restore freedom in the Philippines at the dawn of peace. As allies, we engaged actively in shaping the free world's vision for the post-war order. We worked to ensure that the new peace would respect the rights of all nations. As founding members of the United Nations, we turned that vision into reality. We must reinforce each other's strengths. We must protect the peace that we fought for during the war and have jealously guarded in the decades since. We must oppose actions that clearly denigrate the rule of law. As in 1942, the Philippines now finds itself on the front line against actions that undermine regional peace, erode regional stability, and threaten regional success. Then as now, we remain firm in defending our sovereignty, our sovereign rights, our jurisdiction. All this inspires confidence in the future of our strategic partnership. Looking ahead, I am confident that Filipinos and Australians will remain steadfast partners, unyielding and uncompromising in our shared values, and energized as we gird ourselves to work together in the spirit of bayanihan and of mateship. Thank you and mabuhay.
Ngayon, ikaw, bilang Pilipino, ano ang masasabi mo at reaksyon sa balitang ito?
Alright, so yan mga babayan, no? Kayo, ano opinion ninyo dito? I-comment down nyo dyan sa ibaba ang inyong mga masasabi at opinion mga babayan. At syempre atin yung pag-usapan. Alright, so yan muli. Maraming salamat sa lahat ng mga patuloy na nakasuporta dito sa ating channel. At maraming salamat po sa mga bago natin subscribers dyan. Kita-kits tayo sa ating next video. Ito muli ang inyong Kuya Mobs. It's a Mobs TV. Peace. I'm out.